Hello, kit heads. We are talking kits, the home of the greatest football kit content on the internet. We're back for another edition. Welcome back to the Rank Bank. That's a new one now. That's every week. That's
why
now.
That's why we're after 9:30 now, isn't it? That's why we're 9:30 now with the Rank Bank. But yeah, exactly. It's like Hollyoaks after dark.
That's exactly what it's like, mate. That's exactly what it's like. We all know what Hollyoaks after. Did he still do Hollyoaks after dark?
I don't know, mate. It's not the early noughties anymore. I've moved on in life, but yeah.
Don't lie. You're fully still loving.
Got it on VHS somewhere.
I was gonna bring up one of the episodes that I remember as a kid, but I'm not gonna. It's really bad. I'm not gonna do it. I think you know which one I'm talking about, don't you?
No, but
no, yeah, I best not, because any viewers we do have will leave instantly, so we better not. We want to keep as many people here as possible, obviously. So obviously we've only done one episode of the second series. It was a great first episode. Obviously, I had Doug from Classic Football Shirts on. James sadly missed it due to he was working. Yeah,
I was working. Yeah, but I was going to say, Aaron, we've got a new mascot for the show. We've got a new addition to the Talking Kit family, which is this 9-week-old little lady here. She always looks dead nervous when you pick her up, like you're going to do something to her. But so yeah. And no, but what I wanted to bring up is, obviously, it's like people say when you get a puppy and stuff, it's like having a new baby or something. You'll beg to differ, Aaron, and that's fair enough.
I've got both, so yeah. I know.
Yeah, you've got to think though where you get them from. Like, what team would they support if they were to grow up? So, we got this one, Luna, she's called. We got her from a farm in Ormskirk, which is near Liverpool, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've got allegiances to United, so I didn't really want to go Ormskirk. I didn't want to go Liverpool because she's from Ormskirk. So I looked up locally. There's Garswood United, which I think she's going to start to follow.
Okay.
That's the Cheshire Football League. I am reading this, but I actually looked it up. They've got like a similar blue shirt to this, and I was looking up the team. I thought that'll be her team. She can't be supporting Liverpool, especially after tonight as well. And I looked them up, and then there's a Google review of the club, and I won't go into them winning the Wigan Cup and stuff like that. But what I will say is that the Google review said, "Lovely place for party venues, friendly staff." That's her team.
She's won me over. I might even join her. I need another lower league team. Clearly, friendly staff. That's all you want. That's all you need.
Garswood United. I just want to finish well. I will put her back. It won't just be. It's not Crufts.
It's fine.
But a Springer Spaniel. So go on. What are you going to say?
She's absolutely beautiful. I can't. I'm not met her yet. I can't wait
to
meet her.
Come and see her.
I will be doing Friday, I believe. But I did. You know what's funny? I did the exact same thing with Dixon. Obviously, he's free on Friday, actually, 3-year-old Cavalier King Charles. So we bought him from Sheffield. Obviously, there's 2 teams in Sheffield. So what I did to calculate his nearest team from the house he was born, I had the postcode, and I did the distance between Bramall Lane and Hillsborough. Turns out he would be a Sheffield United fan. But
that's the Blades. There you go. So
there you go. So
nice for him. What sort of position do you think he'd play for as a footballer? Because I was thinking with her, she's a Springer Spaniel, so energetic, don't mind getting muddy. So I'm thinking box-to-box midfielder who's got an eye for a tackle, but I don't know. Maybe not tonight. She looks a bit subdued. Maybe she's more Europa League.
Europa Conference.
She's ready for Thursdays.
What's Dixon? Oh, it's mad, He's quick. He's a bit nippy, but I see him as a fullback for some reason. I don't know why. Was it not because he's a bit. He doesn't like other dogs. He likes to be by himself, kind of thing. He likes humans. But I can see him like a fullback, not too character, big character. Just gets on with the job, does his thing, looks cute, and yeah, that's what on the top of my head I'd say he'd probably be a right back or left back. Anyway, that's enough dog talk. I think.
Yeah, I'll put her away. You introduce the others. I'll put her away because
that took a turn. But no, obviously we've not properly spoke. Obviously, and
we've not. No.
Edinburgh. Well, I'll let you go.
Yeah, Edinburgh was great. Sorry, look at this. I look like a poor statistician.
Yeah,
these headphones again because I'm trying to pop through the house. But Edinburgh was great, mate. Edinburgh was was brilliant.
Can't you tell we've not scripted any of this at all? This is totally.
Imagine this was scripted. But yeah, no, Edinburgh was good, mate. But yeah, enough puppy chat. I'll put her away.
That's fine. See you later, Luna, you beautiful lady. Right, okay. So second episode of Full Kit Rankers. You should know what it is by now. But if it is your first time talking kit, be sure to smash a like on the video. I'm going to start doing this a little bit more on the live one. Smash a like on the video, because the more we get liked, the more we get seen. The more we get seen, the more we get subscribed to, I guess. But yeah, make sure you are subscribed and the bell notification, because when I tell you we've got some big things coming, oh boy, we have got some big things coming. Let's just say that. I'm very excited about the future of Talking Kit and Full Kit Rankers. So yeah, we've been working hard behind the scenes and we've got some great things for you to come. So we want you involved. The community is more important than anything else in this channel, especially. So yeah, we'll get a couple of comments coming already. Solo MCFC, obviously the stuff I do on Never a Foul when I talk actual football, I guess.
It's a different lane altogether, this, isn't it?
Yeah, when it's
a different lane.
Big follower on Never a Foul stuff. So thank you so much for locking in, Solo. I really do appreciate it. And Ander is here as always. Probably our biggest fan.
Good evening.
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. So before we get into what we are ranking, you may have seen the tweets or Instagram, whatever. Let's get. I mean, words can't describe how much I love this guy. He's just like, if he's the brother, he's the brother I wish I had, and I've got a brother. So it just it goes to show how much I love this guy, and he is. There was two teams I was going to use for this, but it makes sense with the one behind me. He is the Ajax to our Adidas. He is, for me, the greatest person in the kit community overall, apart from myself.
It's a bit of a kick for the other guests, but there we go.
Well, they can still be in the top 5. It's okay, don't worry. But this guy's number 1. It is obviously Josh, a.k.a. the Kitsman. Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, doing all right. Yeah, got a bit of bad lighting in here, so I've got the lights down low. Yeah, I'm all right. Thank you very much. It's lovely. I'll just let you know, James. I'm free Friday as well. I mean, if you got anything on,
mate, that's.
I'm free all day. I mean, I'll have my phone on. I'll have my phone. So,
you rock up, mate. You rock up whenever you want, mate. You're always welcome around here.
If you've got anything on, if you don't any dogs or anything. But, yeah, no, all good. Thank you. Yeah, all good. Yeah. Thank you very much for that introduction. It's very nice,
mate. I told you this season we're switching up. It's no more the diva talk. It's about the love talk. It's
all the love this season. I don't know what the third season will be, but yeah.
I know.
Let's get there first. That'll
be on at 10 o'clock.
Well, yeah. So, if you didn't know, we have to change the time to 9:30 as well. Just, I think, too many times we were just running against football, and I think if we want to be seen, I know people can go back and watch it, but sometimes it's better live, as you can probably tell by the impromptu dog chat we've had for 5 minutes. But is everything okay in the world of the Kitsman, Josh? That's what we want to know at the moment.
Yeah, it's really well. Doing really well. Just another week of beautiful things. Vasco da Gama last night, all the new shirts that came out sort of broke the internet at about sort of 11 o'clock at night. You just realize as well that if you put something out at a certain time of night, you get a whole new audience. Obviously, all the Brazilian community were up and raring to sort of get tweeting. And as soon as they saw that, I mean, it just went like wildfire. I mean, it must put some of our fan bases to shame. But yeah, no, that's really really cool. What else have we had? Too much to mention, really. It's just been more talking kit, and we're going to talk a bit more tonight.
I imagine 11 p.m. does bring out probably the Hollyoaks After Dark crew as well, sort of rating the shirt.
Yeah.
You know what? You can tell he's a comedian. Callback. That's a callback. Well done. Well, Edinburgh has changed you.
Oh, I'm as sharp as a tack, Karen, honestly.
Brilliant. Obviously, Wild Shirts, the sort of deadline has passed. Some people may have exceeded that deadline, but the deadline has passed in terms of getting your. Has it been everything you thought it would be in terms of submissions?
Yeah, so I realised I should have got a dedicated email for it because I'm going through everything, thinking was that added, was that not? We've got everything into a like a document now. We're looking at them, we're seeing all about the stories and whatnot. We're checking out all the different sort of angles that we can put them in the book. There's such a minefield of how to arrange it all. I mean, at first I was like, we'll just do a book. It'll be easy, won't it? Oh, it's not. So yeah, no, it's gonna be good. I don't think we're gonna doubt it. We'll get it out this year, but probably beginning of next. So yeah, no, it gives me another thing to put onto CV. You brought out a book. I think that's almost like you always hear like people plugging that, don't you, on daytime TV shows. So I guess if it ever gets to that, just I've got a book out.
That's mad. Did you ever think when you started that Twitter account that you'd be here doing a book on football shirts?
Oh, mate, no, absolutely not. That is mental, mate.
It is, but in an absolutely perfect way, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
I hope my picture makes it, but if it doesn't, that's absolutely fine. I'll still buy it. I'll still promote it. Don't you worry about it, Josh. It's okay.
Yes.
So let's get, I guess, I'll just a quick shout out to Zaheen, who's locked in. He's saying, "Evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us."
Good evening.
It's always nice when people are watching. Okay, so let's get our first guest on. One of my favorite, because I think he said this on his own podcast, and it's he more frequents Instagram rather than Twitter, and some of his pictures are absolutely amazing. I mean, not many of us get loved by Venezia. I don't know if you've seen one of his posts copying their sort of promo photos for one of the new shirts this season, and his was better. Let's just say that. And he's a great guy, great part of the community, and I know I'm really blessed that he's agreed to come on and spend a little time with us in the Rank Bank. And yeah, let's get him on. It's Sam, SH Shirts, and he's part of our ranking crew tonight. Good evening, sir. You okay?
Hey guys. Yeah, I'm good, mate. How's it going?
Very well, very well. We're very happy
mate.
to have you on. Happy you want to be part of Full Kit Rankers tonight. And how's everything going with you and the shirt stuff?
Yeah, it's good, mate. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, to say that I did it better than her, the picture, like that's a very, very high praise, because I don't know if you've seen her. She's incredible. So thank you.
She's not
in the shirt space, mate. Yeah, it's going okay. So I've just recently moved. I don't know if you guys know, but I recently moved across London. I didn't realize until I made that move how many shirts I actually had. Like moving across London, like at the best of times, is hard, but like I had to do 3 journeys. It was ridiculous. So like I need to start upping my selling game a bit. But yeah, now I'm all settled in, everything, going up the content, and then selling a few more shirts. So yeah,
one of my favorite things you do on Instagram is is it the top 5? I can't remember the name of it that you have. The 5 play, like you pick between 2 players who play best.
Yeah, rank 'em it's called. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of I mean, it's not quite as good a name as Full Kit Rankers, but
the Rank Bank.
The Rank
Bank, yeah. Surely, come on.
Sorry,
we're scraping the barrel already with that one. With us, but yeah.
I mean, rank 'em is a bit more simple. But yeah, that's kind of gone a bit quiet. But yeah, it was just a good way to get the community to sort of interact with each other, and also create a bit of debate as well. Because I think one of the beauty of football and shirts basically, is the debate that people can have with it. Because for example, this one is my favorite third shirt from last year, is the Atletico one, but that was very, very polarizing at the time. But and it's great to have a debate, because like this doesn't really matter at the end of the day who thinks what's nice, but it's just nice to have a conversation, So it's a good way to do it, I think.
And I think this show sums it up, because sometimes obviously I get the scores of everyone, and I'm thinking, how have you put that so high? Like, I think I even asked you about what I even said it. I said to you, what about one of them? I won't say which shirt it is, but I was like, I'm surprised by that one, mate. And then
we'll
you give your reasons. You give your reasons, and but no, it's absolutely amazing to have you on, mate. And
no problem, guys. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the show, so
mate,
happy to come on.
Thank you so much. That's lovely to hear. Okay, so our final guest for this evening on this episode. Again, I think it sounds like I say it about every single person that comes on, but genuinely, I do love them all, and that's the reason why we obviously asked them to come on. Does amazing things in the shirt space, and I'm just again, it's another account I'm happy that wants to come and spend some time with us. It's hard to really go into too much about how great he is. I think when you know who it is, you'll exactly see why he is so revered in the shirt community. And it is Luke, aka KonceptKits. Good evening, mate.
Evening, guys. How you doing?
We're all good. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks. Just chilling out, relaxing. Looking forward to talking about some kit. I mean, it's a very different space to sort of 5 years ago, where I was working for a company that were trying to get football shirts into the football hipster space, and sort of going down to conferences in Brick Lane and just trying to hit that space to what we have now, which is a really engaged community. It just seems to have exploded over the past 5 years. Obviously, it's been great to see the growth, particularly sort of the successes of Josh as well. And it's it's a real sort of honor to be asked to come on and join you guys.
Oh no, mate! Honestly, the honor is all ours. The pleasure is all ours. Like I genuinely, I'm not even just saying this. When people say yes, I actually I'm surprised. Oh wow! Like, thank you. Like, you know, it does mean a lot to us. Obviously, like saying, meeting more people from the space, getting to know more people from this, like from the community, and that. Like, there's generally not been one person I've not liked. I think, you know, having that shared love for football shirts bands all together. Like this show, it can mix and match. Like, I'll hate a shirt, you'll love a shirt, but I think because we're all appreciative of what football shirts are, what they mean, and what they can do for people and their emotions, I think it's just brilliant to be able to have this sort of forum to do that with everyone. I really do enjoy it. So yeah, the pleasure's all ours, and thank you for coming on, mate.
Yeah,
my pleasure.
I just jump in, mate. Like, for someone who's done a podcast myself, like, I'm amazed by how professional it is. So, like,
really?
I don't. Yeah. So you're saying like, oh,
yet,
amazed people want to come on. Like, no, this is super well organized and super professional. So you should big yourself up more, mate.
Well, I do.
Sam has set the bar very low there. Sam has set the bar very low.
Did you listen to us?
Yeah. Do you know, for someone who doesn't do much on the channel, James, you have an awful lot to say, don't you?
I'm more concerned about the content that I bring forward. That's all. But yeah,
I'm joking. Well, yeah. Thank you, Sam. That does mean a lot.
clip that up.
That's the first clip of the to get people watching the episode. Zaheen saying it's a full beard reunion. I wouldn't call James as a full beard. When puberty kicks in, that'll really start to grow.
It's all right. I've had it done recently, but
fair enough. Right, okay. Let's get into this week's episode. Then we've rambled on enough. Dogs, kit lovings, or we've had all
Hollyoaks, everything.
Hollyoaks after dark. We've had it all. Right. So this week's episode, if you didn't know, is 2022-2023 third shirts. So shirts that have been released for this season. I've picked 10 of them, sent them out to the guys, and they've all ranked them, including myself. I've got the scores, tallied it all up, and we've got a definitive list. We'll go from 10 to 1. And yeah, that's how it works, as it works every single week. Should we just get into it? I'll just stop talking. But like I said, if you haven't already, do smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already subscribed. And yeah, we'll get into this week's 10 shirts. So yeah, number 10 on the list, coming in with a measly 6. Only I stopped it getting 5 10s. We had it last week, but I put this 9th on my list. And it is the Montpellier third shirt from this season. It was universally unliked by the panel this week. I put it 9th simply just because there's one shirt I hate more. Do you know, actually looking at it, and I was annoyed with myself, I'll be honest with all yous. I thought, why have I put this in? I don't understand. Do you know, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I put it in. Because I was thinking to myself, I need 2 shirts from the top 5 leagues. So we obviously had Italy, we've had Germany, France, Spain, and England. And I thought, it looked okay. And then afterwards, I almost changed it today. I was almost going to send you another shirt. But I thought I better not, because just don't be cursing me out. So yeah, that's the reason why I put it 9, just because he's one more that I'm not a fan of. We will start. Let's start with Sam. You had it dead last. Tell us the reason why. Is it just plain to see?
Yeah, for me, this was the worst by a mile on that list, and there are some really bad shirts on this list, but this was worse by a mile. This is the worst one. It's just it offers nothing to me. There's nothing about that I like. There's nothing screaming out at me.
The colour's not nice.
The colours they're not even black and white colours.
Is it white or is it like I thought it was like a beigey like colour?
Maybe they're looking closely. Yeah, I mean that's not a great colour to be honest.
But I mean you're not bigging that up by saying beige, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm not really
sure. Shut up then. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean it's just too. There's just nothing there. There's just nothing about it. Nothing screaming out by me.
Not the 20 sponsors on there. They're not even good.
They're just words. They're not no logos or anything. Like one thing I like about a sponsor is like a really cool logo, like obviously like a 7-Up or a Doritos or what have you. But they're just words, you know.
Yeah, that's
okay. That's too bad. The color doesn't look too bad there.
It looks a bit like
it looks a bit better actually. Yeah.
Oh, is that casual wearing number 99?
Yeah, it's a player wearing 99. Yeah. Okay, so I mean. We'll be hard pressed to get anything worse than what Sam has said about it. I'll be honest with you. But if any of you guys want to give it a go, we'll try that. Josh, let's come to you then. There must be something nice about it, surely.
I don't think there is. That's the problem. It's just very sort of forgettable. I mean, I think a lot of it is just the text as well isn't particularly very prominent. I mean, if you had one sponsor that was maybe a little bit bolder or something like that, it just looks like there's someone just got a biro and just sort of like there's some scribbles on it. It doesn't look there's no definition in that shirt at all, is there? It looks like it's just come off of a like a teamwear rail as well. You know, we've just got these shirts and just popped a little bit on it. Yeah, it's really, really poor. And out of the list that we've had in the past, where they've always been quite difficult, this was always going to be the obvious one for me that was going to be last. So they've had so many really good ones, though. So the fact that this has been given to them, man, terrible.
Look at him. Solo's come in and say it looks like a football shirt you would get from Wish. Good point. Yeah, I guess.
I won't wish that.
I won't wish it to anyone. Luke, let's come to you then. I'm guessing it's going to be universally panned by the four of you. So, if I had to say, can you say anything nice about it at all?
I think the nice things that I'm not paying 60 quid for it. If I had to, if I had to say anything nice, no. If you want to be nice, it's simple. If you like your football shirt, simple. But just to, when I look at it visually, I just think it's very. I think the first word that came to me was bland, and then the second thought was Sunday League teamwear.
Yeah.
When I watched it, and it very much reminded me of playing on a Sunday, getting there, freezing your bits off, and pulling out a standard Nike teamwear kit. It has sort of all that kind of look, and the sponsors dotted everywhere. I don't feel like it really helps it too much. It's very hard, and I found this a particularly difficult list to work through, particularly the bottom five. But this one was the clear
loser.
Sort of the clear loser out of all of them. Yeah, and I'm loath to pan anything that anyone's designed because I can understand how it feels being in that position. But it's definitely the bottom one.
No. That's absolutely fine. Andy's been on, and he's one of the sponsors. He's for. Give it back to Mr.
Yes.
Shocking shirts.
I've been waiting all these episodes for Mr. Tumnus to get out. And it's finally happened. Episode 2, season 2. Mr. Tumnus in the house. Fantastic.
Sam's right. This is proper highbrow. This, isn't it? This stuff.
I know.
It's good stuff.
I'm telling you. James, let's finish off with you then. I want to stop asking.
Yeah.
You to say something nice. Tell me why you really hate it then.
Okay, so I agree with everyone's points. Obviously, we've all scored it the same. I think fundamentally, with shirts, you can get one thing wrong, which might mark it down, or two things wrong, or I don't like that, but I really like that, so you mark it up. With this, they've got so many things wrong. So there's far too much going on in terms of sponsorship. And then it's too bland to carry that sponsorship. Now, the other thing as well is I quite like it when a badge has the synergy. So they go for a different color and then the team badge changes to go along with that color. If they'd have gone, is it traditionally sort of like red and blue, the badge?
Blue and orange.
Blue and orange. Yeah. So if they'd have gone with that then, it popped out a little bit more. Maybe it would have given it a little bit more in terms of sort of likeness. But yeah, I agree with what everyone said. There's far too much going on for how it looks. It does look a bit templatey, so bottom of the list for me.
No, that's absolutely fine. The sponsor there just above the crest obviously says smart good things, but clearly it's done bad things in this case. Well, there we go then. I think that's all we can pretty much say. I apologize any Montpellier fans listening.
I'm eager to see what you think is like worse than that.
Well, I will let you know. I'll let you know very, very soon. So that's the Montpellier third shirt from this season. That has come dead last, 6 points overall. 4 of the guys having it dead last. Me only having it now because he's one shirt I don't like. More than that, if you can believe it or not, everyone. So we'll move on. Let's go to number 9 then on our list. With 18 points overall, and it is not that because that's the Montpellier. It's the Manchester United third shirt from this season. Ugh. This is the shirt I had dead last. I hate everything about it. I don't like a thing. Sam mentioned something, but this is the shirt I asked Sam about when I couldn't believe he'd scored it so high. He mentioned the collar looking nice. The collar's okay. It's that similar pattern to the away and to the home. It's just gross. It just looks like a massive like Chew It or Solero shots, or it's not great. It's not for me. It's not great. So yeah, dead last for me. Sam, you had it 5th overall in your list. Just other than the collar that you mentioned, give us some overriding feelings on why you thought it should be sort of in the top 5.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. When I first saw it, I was like, get in the bin. I hate it. However, when I saw it on the pitch against that awful game against Brentford, the 4-0, I don't know. I thought it looked. I don't know. It's going to grow on me. I think it's going to be a grower for a lot of people. I personally think. And the collar for me, it looks like a necklace, which I think is always sick. It looks like a chain, which I think is cool.
A bit like your shirt you've got today. Yeah.
I don't know. I saw it on the pitch, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to sort of turn out when I saw it on the pitch. So, and another reason is I don't think this shirt is nice. Like 5th it sounds quite high, but I just think this is a really, really poor quality list. Not in terms of your picks, Double A. I mean, in terms of...
Thank you very much.
Good save. Just in terms, I think there are. At least this shirt has something, At least it's got a bit of pizzazz and it's got a bit of spark. At least, But it's not great. It's not a great shirt.
No, I tend to agree, as you can probably imagine. It just looks like a really poor imitation of the green and gold. It's like they tried to do something, and it's just not worked at all. For me. Give it another reason. Let's have a look further through the list. James, we'll come to you next because you had this 8th overall in your list.
Yes. So there was one other shirt that I felt isn't as pleasant as this one, but funnily enough, obviously. Me and yourself are United fans, and I saw home, away, and third this season, and I was like, and the home and the away have sort of I've grown to like them. This one not so much, so that's why I've scored at 8th. I don't hate it as much as you do. I think there's the little effects in there, so you've got sort of the darker green that sort of runs through it. I'm sure, well, I'm putting pressure on Josh here now, but he normally does the research and he normally says, it's to represent X, Y, and Z. Perhaps a Newton Heath looks too bright to be a Newton Heath colour for me when they were traditionally called Newton Heath. So, it's by far not their best over the years, but yeah, there's just one more on the list. Well, two more on the list in my list, at least, where I felt they weren't as good as this one. But nice points that Sam raised about the collar and stuff like that. So yeah, I can see why I scored it a little higher.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Luke, let's come to you. 9th in your list.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, it was really tough to score, and I was torn between this and another shirt really for 9th. Visually, I think the thing for me that grated and probably is kind of in contradiction to what Sam was saying is the fact that the shapes and the geometric patterns on the collar don't actually match the ones that are in the main pattern of the shirt. So that was a little jarring, and then to see it on the players, the collar looks like it doesn't look like a thin collar. It looks maybe a bit better there, but in the actual shots of it sort of hanging on the clothes peg or the ghost mannequin shots, it looks quite chunky. And I just wanted to point out the some of the marketing around the shirt when I was having a look at this last night. And one of the quotes was "highlights electrifying away performances."
Didn't we go like 7 or 8 games without winning away from home?
Yeah. And created to catch the eye at rivals' grounds. Well, I think they did that pretty well, but maybe not for the right reasons.
For all the wrong reasons. Yeah.
And I think in terms of colour, to me, it looks like they've almost taken the trim from the I think it's the 98-99 third shirt, where they've got a little bit of lime. And they wore it. The black one that they wore at Highbury. I seem to remember them wearing it, and it's kind of like they've taken that and gone, we'll apply this to the whole shirt, and it just, there's something jarring. It just feels too bright, especially with that combination with the shorts. And I just wonder if perhaps removing the shield and having the crest sort of monochrome in black would have sat a little better.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I just noticed, obviously, are they meant to be? Obviously, the shorts and the socks look a totally different colour to the shirt there. I think altogether, I mean, it looks terrible. I think, for personally, just altogether as an ensemble like that, it looks terrible. If it had been black shorts, I think, with the green sort of black stripes and trim, I think it maybe would have looked a little bit better, but that's just too much lime green for me.
Just to say, I don't think I've seen a United shirt that bright in terms of green probably since the shirt that Schmeichel wore in the 99 Champions League final. Where you've got the memories of him doing his cartwheel and looking through it. So, and that was a bright green, but it was nowhere near as loud, perhaps, as this lime effort.
Yeah, no, you raise a good point. It almost does look like a 90s goalie shirt, with them really bright. Chelsea do it, don't they? I remember doing the Czech used to do really loud goalie shirts in as it's meant to put off the strikers, apparently. But Josh, we'll finish off with you. You were alongside Sam with this. You had it 5th in your list. So, yeah, I mean, is the things you like about it? What made you put it there in the list?
Yeah, I think it deserved a little bit more credit. I think it was a bit sort of energetic neon. I thought it was referencing something as well, but it does seem like it's a very loose marketing ploy to say, but it's highlighted, your team on away days. I think that's a bit afterthought in it. I did actually have a look as well, and it has got a dark short. I was just having a look now. Yeah, and it's almost playing into the design because the actual bottom of it, the trim, has got the same trim as the collar. Because it almost looks like a different shade of green on the short that you've showed in that photograph, actually. But I was surprised we didn't. Well, but then again, I guess Brentford were in black shorts. Maybe. So maybe the short could make it pop a little bit more because that does look like a slightly different shade of green on there. But no, I just thought it was quite nice. I liked how everything was a 2-tone color set as well. I must admit, Adidas are doing a lot with their colours this season, aren't they? Making them a little bit more decorated and patterned. Yeah, I thought this was quite nice. It was a bit hipster, and I like that they brought back that shield sort of like borderline again. No, I quite like that one. I think we should have had Stabilo on the front now, as opposed to TV. You say Stablo, I say Stabilo. Yeah,
that's good point. Well highlighted there, Josh. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah.
Sponsorship opportunity missed there for United.
It is.
I'm telling you, mate. Do you know what? I forgot to give you the night out rating job this week, Josh. So do you want to give this one?
Again, I enjoyed that last week.
Yeah. So Sean's not here, so you get the mantle. So yeah, night out rating on this one.
That's perfect. 10. You're getting in everywhere and more with that.
Imagine that with some disco lights on you. Oof.
Oh,
peacocking to the max. Oh,
yeah.
You wouldn't need glow sticks, would you?
No, absolutely not. And just quickly, Montpellier, Josh, if you had one to give one for that, what would you give?
I know. I mean, that's like going out in your school uniform, isn't it? I'd say that's about a good 4.
4. Oh, fair enough. That's all good. Right, 9th on our list, 18 points. Manchester United's 3rd shirt from this season. Just not well liked by me and Luke, really, I think, on that one, and James a little bit. Right, moving on then. 8th on our list with 22 points is this. It's the Cologne 3rd shirt from Hummel, our first team from Germany. I had this. Where did I have this on my list? This is 7th on my list. I think it's a nice Cologne shirt. I like the colour, I like the pattern. Hummel do lovely stuff. James, we'll start with you. You had it 7th as well.
Yes. I like it. I like some of Hummel's designs. They've got the classic sort of arrowing on the sleeves, I believe. It's simple and to the point without being too boring. So obviously, you've still got the lightning bolt sort of running through it. The sponsorship doesn't take anything away from it. You've got the traditional colours in the badge, although the goat on the badge, to me, it looks like it's humping the badge. And it's a mountain goat, but I'm just not a fan of that. But anyway, I like it. There was just better shirts ahead of it, I think. It was definitely not going to be bottom compared to some of the ones we've already seen. I'm quite surprised it's as low as it is, but then again, I only had one other below it. So, yeah, I quite like it. If this was part of my collection, I'd be happy with it, I think.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that one. Let's go with who should we go to? Let's go to Josh next on this one. Yeah, you actually you called this spot on, mate. You had this 8th in your list. Yeah, I thought this one would be one you'd rate quite highly.
There's another reason for it, really, and I think that it's a bit of an unjust one because we are voting it on how it looks, and I should have.
Here we go.
Yeah, that is the key to this show, and I also am quite sad that All Sport have lost the contract because I quite like All Sport. They seem to be very prominent in sort of like Germany and some of the Scandinavian leagues, and the fact that we lost them to Hummel. I mean, Hummel, they are a great brand, but I had a bit of a soft spot for All Sport. Like they were
I thought All Sport just did goalie gloves. To be honest.
Oh no! I did as well, and then
Blackburn in the 90s, didn't they?
That's what I mean. They're dying off, and I feel like Cologne were the last ones to sort of like say it's over. But no, it is a good shirt, but I liked All Sport.
So you're just very bitter about the breakup in relationship.
I'm just a bitter man. No, it is nice. I like that sort of lightning bolt across there. It's very sort of Arsenal, doesn't it? Arsenal away.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, it does have
like a bootleg. Like Arsenal away '95.
It really does look like that, doesn't it? But no, I think that's a nice shirt. But again, I thought I'd just mention the above, really.
No, and you're well within your right to do that, mate. If that's what came into your thinking, then that's what you can do. That it's an open forum here on Talking Kit, full kit ranking. You're well within, you amongst friends, so you're well within your right.
I know, it feels good.
I'm happy to hear that. Sam, let's come to you next then. You had it 6 overall in your list. So, I mean, again, I remember you saying the sort of bottom 5 were harder than maybe the sort of the top 5. So, I mean, is it a nice shirt, or like you say, is it just a bootleg Arsenal?
Yeah. It gets points for being humble. But I can't look past the lightning bolts and just think it's just trying to be an Arsenal 94, 95, like a diet version of it. The color is fine. Yeah, navy blue is not really my color personally. But yeah, I think I scored it so high just because of the stripes down the sleeves. Because I'm a sucker for traditions like that. So, but no, yeah. Again, it's the best of a bad bunch. I think bottom half.
Fair enough, mate.
I'm being quite negative on it. Sorry. I hate everything. We've
had many people hate everything on this channel, including us, mate. But that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it.
No, it's good. It's okay.
It's good, but it's okay. Okay. And finally, we'll come to you, Luke. You had it 5th, so you had it sort of top half. Just missing out on the Champions League places. So tell us your thoughts on this shirt, then, please, mate.
I think sort of like the guys, really, it kind of got extra points for basically being humble, and what they've done over the past few years since they've been a bit more prominent within English football as well. What they've done at Bristol City, Coventry, and even what they've done with Southampton and a few of the other lower league clubs. I think they've been a bit more experimental, a bit more out there. They've taken a few more risks and gone with some of those 90s vibes and bringing those back with a very modern twist, but also with historic links to the club. So looking at this shirt, I think it definitely got points for being humble, and it's sort of in the middle because compared to the other shirts, it's fairly clean. I think as Sam says, the lightning bolts are somewhere between sort of a halfway house between the full Arsenal and a diet version. But I just think overall it's fairly clean, fairly nicely laid out, and it's not bad, but it's not great either. So that was my reasoning.
Does anyone want to have a guess, unless they know what roux actually is? I've just Googled it, and if my C in German at GCSE is anything to go by, I figured out what they are. Anyone want to have a guess?
No. They're a chocolate bar.
It's not a chocolate bar.
Not chocolate. Okay.
9.
9. That's all I know.
Anyone else have a guess?
As long as it's not a cryptocurrency, I'm happy with that.
It's not. It's think of an English team being sponsored by Tesco or Asda. This is a supermarket in Germany.
Supermarket.
That's bloody lovely.
Well,
how do you pronounce it, James?
I just think it's. I mean, I've just gone with roux. I don't know. I just quickly looked on the website and it was all in German, but it's a supermarket. So yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I'll change my ranking, please, double
A. Unfortunately not, mate. That's a shame. Right. So there we go then. 8th on our list, the Cologne 3rd shirt. Let's hope the fans aren't taking it back to the supermarket looking for a refund on this one. Only 22 points overall. I'm sorry, that was really terrible. 22 points overall. Let's move on then. Number 7 on the list, beating it by 1 point with 23. I didn't show you a picture of in the players wearing it. It looks the same, doesn't it? Pretty much.
If anything, you can't see the lightning.
Yeah. Looks worse.
Netto. It's a supermarket sweep. Look at that.
Oh yeah, Netto as well.
Oh, the supermarket derby. Come on, lads. So there we go. Let's move on then. Number 7 on our list, and it's back to England, and it's Watford. Yeah, Watford with their 3rd shirt. I mean, you could say it's Watford, or is it steak.com? Why is the sponsor so big? I just don't get it. Why does it have to be that big? It ruins every single shirt that it's on. Saying that, I had it 8th on my list. Just because it's Kelm or Kelme, however you say it. Let's go with you, Luke. You had this 3rd overall. on your list?
Yeah, it's possibly a bit high, but then again, in a list that was very, very tricky to to define, I thought it looked reasonably. The design itself is reasonably clean. It's quite simple and effective. If you take the huge sponsor out of it, and I gave it extra points for doing something that Puma didn't do with Newcastle a couple of seasons ago, where they had the Fun 88 sponsor, and they just didn't create any distinction between the stripes and the sponsor, which was bright blue, and it was very jarring. It's got that historic touch, and actually I don't mind what they've done with the badge, really, so that it blends in with the stripes and the colors of the shirt. So it's very simple. I think it's quite clean, and that's probably the reason why I voted it so high. But maybe we should have taken points off for the huge betting sponsor.
Well, without you placing it so high, its place in the list was at stake, you could say. Leave me alone, Josh. Leave me alone. This is all I'm here for. This is all I'm here for. Speaking of Josh, you agreed with Luke though. You had this third on your list. You a fan?
Yeah, love it. I think that's absolutely magnificent. But again, it's also an anniversary shirt as well. I think it's they used to play in black and white when they were but a wee club. That was there we are. There's Mr. Cleverly. It almost two fingers up to it, isn't it? It's like here's your history, but here's a flipping great big sponsor for you. Have a bit of that. And it is ridiculously large. I don't know what, obviously they are within the parameters that are allowed for a sponsor like that, but it does seem exceptionally large. That does. It's not particularly bad sponsor as such in terms of its aesthetics, but it's just the morals behind it, and also the fact that that's an anniversary shirt and you've got a bloody betting sponsor on there. Just take it away. I mean, there was no need for it to be there at all. So I think that's the only reason it has marks down, but it's a very good Newcastle United shirt, isn't it? It's a very good Newcastle United shirt.
You say that, and Andy's jumped in and he agrees with you. Yep. This Newcastle shirt is fire. Would you almost buy this by mistake then, thinking it was Newcastle, or what? Would you get confused? Or
no, I wouldn't get confused.
But
I would want to buy it. In Showcast store that this is it done right. I think that is really, really well done, and I like Kelme, and Kelme are doing great things for Watford, by the way. It's just a bit unfortunate that they're being slammed with a sponsor, but in fact they do work in with the colorways with the stake.com, and they do actually work in with the patterns, so it's a little bit of okay with it, but still it's a goddamn betting sponsor in it.
Absolutely terrible. Do you know what it reminds me of, looking at it on Mr. Tom Cleverly there? Do you know the sort of football computer games from like the sort of 90s, like Actual Soccer and all them? Do you remember when you used to make your team and you have them like stock just black and white striped shirts? It just looks exactly like that. You only have black and white and black shorts and black socks.
It's taking you back, mate. It's taking you back.
Well, it is, unfortunately. We'll move on then. James, let's come to you on this one, because this is, you don't like it, do you?
No, I place this 9th. It's too on the nose for me with the whole historical things. Too on the nose. It's like, let's all go and smoke at half time and get dementia head in the football. It's just too much, isn't it? It's too much. It's like, here's Tom Cleverly now. He's kicking the ball. Let's hope he beats the Jerry's. And it's just like, we get it. And it's a historical shirt, like you say, with the sponsor on it. It's a betting sponsor. Isn't ideal. So it's like, what are you going for? You're going for the nostalgia. You're trying to incorporate sort of the modern style. It missed the mark for me. It's only the Montpellier shirt that sort of kept it from being 10th for me. But yeah, it's too on the nose for me. Don't like it.
No problem at all. Andy's come back in. It's only the sponsor I can fault here. It's a great shirt. It's a shame we won't see it worn as much as it should be. I agree with you there, Andy. James won't, and I'm sure Luke might not as well, because he's not so much a fan of it. No, sorry, not Luke. Sam, sorry. You had it 9th as well on your list.
Yeah.
Tell us,
I largely agree with James. On the one hand, I do like Helme. But on the other hand, I just can't look past the sponsor. I don't want to echo what you guys have said, but it just completely ruins it. Like, it just completely ruins the shirt. I do like the concept. Like, I don't mind. Like, I'm not gonna be as harsh as James was. I think I like it when a shirt has a concept and they stick to it. It's like, okay, I see what they're doing with that. At least they're doing something different. At least they're trying something.
Yeah.
But it does get ruined by the nature of the sponsor and the size, which is a shame. So that's why it's. And also for me, I'm not crazy about. I know Luke said he quite liked it. I don't really like the blackout of the Watford badge. I don't know. I do get it goes with the aesthetic, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they had colour badges back then. So I don't really know what they're doing with
that. yeah, Watford. What are you playing at?
Yeah. So I don't really know if it matches up correctly. It's like someone's like taking a picture of a black and white camera sort of thing. So I don't know. I don't think it matches up. But yeah, that's why I had it ninth, mate, because it's just sure.
Yeah. I think also as well, Kelme sounds like an R&B star from the early noughties, but that's just my brain more than anything else.
Yeah, Kelme, Cisco, all both the same. Sam, you said you're not going to be as harsh as James, but I'd love to hear your 1950s commentator voice if you've got one.
No.
He thought about it. He thought about it. And when they score, they just jump in the air like that.
Yeah, limbs. Nah, yeah.
Fair enough. Josh, is that enough?
Maybe next week.
One too many jokes about the past, and Josh is
Josh loves the past so much, he's just disconnected his Wi-Fi.
I'm not having this. I love the History Channel. I'm not having this nonsense. Fair enough. Let's hope he joins us back very, very soon. So there we go. That is Watford, number 7, 23 points overall. Before we go into the next shirt, I'm just going to stop here to say, if you haven't already, make sure you smash a like on the video. And if it is your first time talking kit, do be sure to subscribe to our channel as well. He's back. Here he is. Was that too much taking the piss out of history there for you, Josh? You're not a fan?
Yeah, I can't see that sort of thing. I have to go for a cool down.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry, pal. I wasn't going for a cool down, by the way.
I know.
We've stopped the diva dives. You can't do things like this now.
Stop getting kits wrong.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Another point. Before we move on, another point on the night. What's it called? The night out.
Night out rating.
Oh yeah.
It's a 0.
0. Oh yeah. Josh, night out rating. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going for a 5 on that one.
No, it's Escape from Alcatraz. You can't wear that on a night out. No chance.
Yeah.
So there we go then. Watford, number 7 on our list, 23 points. We'll go to number 6, and again, just beating it by 1 point overall with 24 points. It's in the thumbnail, and it is the Barcelona third shirt from this season. That ill-fated or well-loved, whichever side of the fence you sit on, Nike template, which seems to be dividing the kit community in its masses, pretty much. 5th overall for me. I like it. I think it's the Spotify looks great on that shirt, a lot better than the previous sponsor. I'm actually a fan of the template as well, rightly or wrongly, whichever way you look at it. The only thing I don't like is the massive. Someone's probably going to mention it as well, but I'll just get in there before you. Sorry. The massive difference between the Stadium and the Authentic. It's 2 different shirts. Nike football. What are you doing? I shouldn't have to pay £70 for a shirt that looks nothing like the one that is in the picture there. But I'll let you guys crack on and have your say on that. Let's start with who can we start with? Who do I want to start with? Who do I want to hear from first? Let's have a look. Who scored
Josh
it
is
where?
still calming down, so just give him a minute.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to need to because he had it quite low, so I'm sure I'm going to leave him till last because I bet he's got a lot to say about it. Let's go with. Let's start with you, Sam. You had it 4th on your list, one place higher than myself in 5th. Yep. So it's a nice shirt, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, compared to the rest of them, it is. Well, compared to 6 others. In terms of the Nike template, for me, the jury's out. But I'm leaning towards I don't like it. Okay. I think what Nike are doing at the moment compared to what Adidas are doing at the moment is absolute night and day in terms of quality. So like you mentioned as well, Double, the controversy around this one with how different the Stadium version is. It's not great from Nike, but it is a lot better than some of the shirts on this list because I do like the Spotify sponsor, and the color. I do like the color. The color's quite cool, and I do like the traditional sort of Blaugrana cross. I mean, I'm not crazy. I don't know loads about Barcelona, but I'm sure that's some sort of symbolism there, which I like. Yeah, that's about it, really.
Fair enough. Luke, we'll come to you then on this one. 7th on your list overall.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of this template? It really is dividing people. I think personally it looks good on some shirts. Some shirts it looks a little bit worse. Hollow into home shirt. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on the template and this shirt in general, really.
Yeah, so my initial reaction when I saw it was, it's not too bad. And then obviously when you go into the blown up version here, where you've got someone actually wearing it, it's that neckline immediately. It's that neckline and that template. You just cannot get past it. That massive grey panel, sort of just around the bottom of your neck, that was a bit jarring. Probably unlike you, AA. I'm okay with the Spotify logo. It's the color of it for me that does it. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like there's enough contrast there. You know, if you're a brand, I think you're going to want it to stand out. But that's a completely separate issue. Obviously, they've tried to invoke 1987 and 2000 with that, and then they've got the cross of San Jordi on there, which is the main motif in the middle. The colors in themselves are nice. I just couldn't get away from that template in truth. So I agree with Sam there. It's the difference between Nike and Adidas at the moment. I think Adidas, Nike is very hit and miss with this template, as you say, and Adidas are putting out things that are probably just a bit more polished at the minute.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Just a quick one. Do you think it looks better without a sponsor? If you say you talk about the sponsor color, if it wasn't there at all, a little cheeky sleeve sponsor there for it, or something on the back and the bottom, just to accentuate that pattern. Do you think that works a lot better?
I think it does. Yeah. I think if they left that clean, it would look quite sharp. I mean, the other thing I've just noticed looking at it is it's got a bit of, I don't know whether you've ever been to sort of the fancy dress shop or Argos or your local catalog, your local catalog shop. But if you look at the motif down by the abdomen, it almost looks like they're trying to paint a 6-pack onto it with the shape of those. I've just noticed it. It's footballers are already in good shape without painting some extra abs on there. So
this is for us with a beer belly. That's what it's for.
It's people like me.
The ones that like too many cakes.
That's why the stadium version is different.
To
incorporate us.
Very true. Very true. All right, anything else on that, Luke? Or do you think?
No, as I say, I think the biggest thing, the hardest thing to get away from was the Nike template for me. It just kind of it is otherwise a promising design. It just, that neckline lets it down.
No, that's so good then, mate. James, we'll come to you. Similar to you had this first, so made your top 5.
Yeah, made the top 5. Yeah, made the top 5. Again, just worse shirts than it personally, but I agree with all the points there. The neckline for me is a key one, and without the Spotify, it probably would have scored higher. But yeah, that's the design they've gone for. It does look a little bit better in play, but I think a lot of shirts do, so it's a no from me. Listen, I won't be scrambling to try and get this as part of my collection. It's just not one that I'd be going for.
Absolutely, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Before we come to Josh, because I'm excited to see what he's got to say about it. Just another one for Monday. I prefer the Spotify sponsor under the Nike swoosh. Have the cross as the main feature, but again, the neck lets it down the template. Yeah, I think that's universally what a lot of people are saying. Josh, then we'll come to you. 9th overall for you. Is it just a bad shirt, a bad template, bad design?
I think it's just an overuse of that template. I mean, it's absolutely everywhere. I mean, everyone's got it. I know a lot of our elite clubs have got it. It's just part of it, isn't it? But it just seems to be absolutely everyone's got it. And I think the fact that it's got a whopping big cross on it. I mean, I don't know whether or not you saw this, but it seems like that was leaked months and months ago as well. You haven't got much control over the surprises. Like I remember used to getting surprised by shirts. If I'd have maybe seen that, maybe I mean probably a little bit more. Ooh, yeah, but I don't know, the fact that you just get these leaks that come out months and months before, you kind of already seen versions and variances of that already. There was a few that I kind of liked that didn't look a bit like that. But the finished article, I think, is a little bit clumsy. It's a bit blocky. I think that it's almost trying too hard as well. I just that picture you just putting on there, mate. It just looks. I don't know. It just looks odd. I think, and like Luke was saying as well, it's that jarring a neckline, which just takes it off. Would it look better if it went all the way to the top? I don't know. Just for me, it just doesn't look nice. The grey as well. The dull spot by there's too much. Like you've got the black of the Nike swoosh, you've got the full color Barca badge, and then you've got a really dull Spotify logo. There's too many of different ideas all amalgamated onto a dull piece of paper, and that's what you've got. But yeah, that's what I think. So yeah, nice ideas, bad execution perhaps.
Yeah, fair enough. Just to go back to what you said about obviously seeing this ages ago, I think when we did the leaked shirts for this season back in the first series, obviously with Footy Headline, I think this was already on there.
I think it was. I think there's a local paper, I think, that gets some of the concepts and they just leak it, like the renders of it, and this is on there. I
think I've already seen leaks for next season already, and it's like there's just no surprise anymore.
There isn't. It's like there's a mole in the Barca camp.
Looks like the Manchester United dressing room. There's leaks everywhere in terms of kits. But this is Barcelona, and this is their third shirt for this season. 6 on our list, 24 points overall, just missing out on the top 5. So let's break into the top 5 then. At number 5 with 30 points overall. Let's go over to Serie A, and we're going to go and look at the Atalanta third shirt from Joma. Second on my list, I bloody love this. I think this is great. Atalanta and Joma kits, I think, work really well. I love the colour, I love the pinstripe. I'm just a big fan. Let's look through. Who should we start with? Let's start with. I don't even know who would like to. I'm going to ask who would like to go first. James. James, you will go first. You had it 6 on your list. Come on.
Yeah, didn't quite break through. The lines on this going through this. I know the sponsor's got to go somewhere, but it sort of disrupts the pattern. It's almost like it's behind bars. Never been a huge fan of sort of Joma and what they do. It's okay, but yeah, it didn't quite make my top 5. I just think there's better kits there this evening. But yeah, that's why I didn't quite make that for me. I don't know. Is this? I mean, Josh is quite good with his Serie A and stuff. Is this traditional for Atalanta to go with the pinstripe? I don't know, but it's not. I don't think it's historical or anything, but.
I think he's bleeding into what I was about to say. I just like the fact that it's referencing the home colours all over. I think that's a nice addition. I don't know whether or not that is a traditional thing that they have a pinstripe. I just think that it's very clever what they're doing with the continuation of the home colours throughout the actual set. I think it looks like a collection. I think Joma did a very good job over the past few seasons. All look like a like a collection. They all look like they're part of the same range. There's a lot of shirts out there that actually look quite separated from the home and third and like the aways, and they're all differently. There's no storyline for it. Whereas these, if you put the home, away, and third together, it's almost like this evolution. And this designer was thinking, this is what I want to do. And I love it. I love it a lot.
Yeah, you like I say, you were similar to me. You had it second. I'm sure they've had pinstripes on home shirts before. I'm sure they've had somewhere down the line. So I think it is a bit regular for them to do so. But yeah, like you said, Josh, the fact of tying in the home shirt colours, black and blue, and works well with that sort of teal colour for me as well. I think it's a beautiful shirt, to be fair. Kit overall as well. Let's go to Luke. Luke, you had it at 8th on your list. So yeah, a little bit lower because of your rankings. What would you?
So I saw this obviously the image that we've got now where you've got the additional sponsor as opposed to the ghost mannequin, and then I saw it with the sleeve sponsors. And to sort of chime in with James's comments, I found it quite jarring the way that the sponsors almost blend into those pinstripes. On the positive side, I do really like the fact that actually they've tried to get the club colours into the shirt and maintain that consistency. There's also that kind of random teal panel just over the shoulders that breaks the pattern, and I just question why it doesn't run through the whole shirt and all the way over the shoulders.
It's a good spot, actually. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it is.
And then sort of looking at the and this will be one that Jack Henderson, who's on Twitter, is another fantastically talented concept designer, or professional designer. Actually, I should correct that. You know, that the cuffs and the collars don't quite match. You know, obviously you've got plain black collar and royal blue sleeves, and I know that would be something that would be a bugbear, particularly for Jack. And and then finally the sponsor, the Joma logo and the Atlanta crest just look far too close together for my liking. It's almost so that they've squeezed them between the pinstripes to so that they're a bit more visible to prevent what's happened with the plus 500 sponsor. So they're just little bits more from a visual point of view than any real problem with the color. But another to finish on a positive, I really do like the subtle jacquard that runs underneath it all. When you get the close-ups of those, it's a very nice effort.
Yeah, I think we might miss it there on this one, but yeah. You raised some really good points. I think is there down at the bottom. You can see it, can't you? Yeah, really good points there, Luke. And you've made me hate a little bit, mate. So thank you very much for that. It was good.
Sorry.
No, I'm joking. It just brilliant spots, mate. And it's that different eye, obviously, and some them panels I didn't notice at all, to be honest with you, until you mentioned them. So thank you. And we'll finish off with Sam on this one. 1 place higher than Luke in 7th for you, mate, overall. What are you thinking about it then?
I hate this shirt. I have to direct shock. I have to agree with what Luke and James have said with the sponsor. It makes it hard to read, I think. I don't think plus 500 would be very happy with that. And also one thing I've noticed as well, just looking at it again, the Joma logo, like it's almost going over 2 pinstripes, which I hate. It should just be inside the pinstripes for me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like overlapping, and I don't like it at all. Also, what's going on with the sleeves, man? Why are they so short? Why are the sleeves so short? It looks like a tank top.
Show off the guns.
It's the modern footballer, isn't it? It's the modern footballer as well.
It is. I'm not a fan. And also the collar. If you look at the other picture for a second, the collar is too far back. If you go on the other picture, mate, where the player's wearing it.
There we go.
It's just too far back for me. Like the collar has to come round, at least sort of be round by your collarbone. It's just kind of sort of back, and if you look at where the direction it's going towards his shoulder. Like it's got to come down a bit more for me and not be so far back. And it just looks like it's going to flap around a lot when you're running. So more of a practicality reason to hate it. And one you guys don't really care about this, but I don't really like the color. You guys have said the color's fine. I don't really like the teal personally. And so actually, I'm surprised I put it 7th. I think I should have put it a bit lower.
This just sounds like you're not slagged off the shirts you had lower than this bit. No, that's some good points, mate. Again, it's why we all look at shirts different and
exactly.
What we like, what we don't like. What I'm really interested to know is, I wonder what tune he's whistling there. Really interested to know.
I think if you scroll out, Aaron, he's blowing out of his ass. If you look at his stomach, he looks worse than me.
Hey.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but shades. It's like R9 when he was past it.
Hey, it's the fit of the shirt. It's the fit of the shirt. Leave him alone.
It's shades of of an ex-Arsenal footballer in pre-season a couple of years ago as well.
Wow, yeah, and a United left back as well. I seem to remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on. Atalanta's third shirt from this season, 5th on our list, 30 points overall. We'll move straight on into the top 4 now, Champions League places, and 31 points, beating it by just a single point. And we're staying in Italy, and we're going over to Milan, the champions of Italy right now. We're their third shirt, 6th on the list for me. I just don't like the color. Don't like the color of the sponsor. But there's a lot of people saying the kit space, the Italian badge just makes any kit look better, doesn't it? So that gets some props for that. I will start this one. Let's start with Josh. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, let's start with Josh. You're at the top of your list, Josh. I want to know why this is the greatest third shirt from the 10 for this season, please.
I just think the campaign was great. I think the fact that Puma have been slammed for a lot of their sort of creation processes and the delivery of things have been a little bit unjust, but I get it, and there's been a lot of hate. But I think this is a nice celebration piece. I think that green's been outlawed in the league, hasn't it? We can't wear it a lot on their home shirts. This is a very loose green. It's almost like a garden pea green, isn't it? I think that khaki would probably be a better way of explaining the color type there. Which I love on the football shirt. I think that is really, really well placed. I saw it in action as well, and it looked even better. The choice of neon for the actual detailing on there was a fantastic idea. In fact, it makes it pop even more. I like the fact that there's this graphic on there, which is nicely placed, and also it opens up for the sponsor. You could have had those lines which would have gone all the way down, left and right, which may have made it look a little bit more clumsy, but I think the way that it's actually been dispersed makes it look really well constructed. The black trims on the sleeves there, I think, gives it definition. Straight with the collar as well. There's Scudetto, is it right? Is that Scudetto? Yeah. In the centre place, I think that's like you say, see the Italian flag there. He's a nice little addition. And I think even without it will still look very balanced. Personal preference to me that the way it's just for me. I would buy that shirt. I would wear it a lot. It's got a lot of what I look for in a football shirt, and a lot of this choice process was just personal to me. And yeah, that's the reason I marked it first, mate.
Spot on, mate. Beautifully delivered as always, mate. When you're describing shirts, we'll go on to Luke. Luke, you had it 6. You were similar to me, just missing out on your top 5. Just really described what he liked about it quite well. Is there anything you agree with in terms of that and what he's?
Yeah, I think it's one of those it's a bit of a middle of the road shirt for me. When I look at it, it's sort of not. I wouldn't say it absolutely pops and it's outstanding, but equally well, I wouldn't say it's absolutely terrible. And actually, I do like the fact that they've tried to go for something different, but I just couldn't get away from that shade of green. And just to go back to Josh's reference to garden peas, I think if mine turned up in that colour on my plate, I'd be a little bit worried.
It's not petit pois. Petit pois is more of a vibrant green. It's got to be garden peas, sure.
This is so educational, this show.
I mean, I hope we get sponsored by Deluxe one. So.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to get sponsored by Marrowfat peas, that's for sure. But just to go back to the collar, I kind of think they've done a bit of a Nike thing from last year with the Liverpool shirts, where it almost looks like they've got the collar on the wrong way round.
Yeah.
So where they had that kind of fold over thing going on with the Liverpool and Spurs shirts last year, I just found it quite jarring. I feel like if I was wearing that at the back, it would feel quite open, whereas I'm used to having that at the front. So it's just a slightly different design choice, I guess. And then the other jarring things visually for me were, again, coming back to the sponsor, the Emirates pops but again, the Puma and the Milan badge are kind of different from the sponsor, and I quite like it when there's an element of symmetry.
Yeah,
that's just personal preference, but overall, it's not a bad shirt.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Sam, I don't think you agree. 8th overall for you, mate. I'll guess the first words out your mouth. I hate this shirt.
Yeah, it's not the best. To be fair, listening to what Josh had to say about the design and having a second look at it now, I think all that's going through my head is if this was a traditional AC Milan away shirt where it was the main color was white and the sort of design on it was red, and then the collar and the sleeve part was black, I think it'd be a really banging shirt. But it's just I hate the lime green sponsor, and I hate the army-esque sort of cargo short feel about it. So yeah, for me, and the main part of a shirt is the color, and if you've got the color wrong, it's going to go low down on my list, unfortunately. Well, the sponsor looks way better there.
Yeah, it looks totally different. It looks totally different.
Yeah, that looks okay. That looks way different, that shirt now.
Yeah. It looks a lot nicer there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a bit. I like the badge. The badge is all white, which I like.
That's odd, yeah.
That's odd. All right.
We've got a live flip flop right there.
Oh, I love a flip flop. I absolutely love a flip flop. I like it a lot more in that picture, I have to say.
Yeah.
Andy's saying he's thinking more olives than peas. Does anyone agree?
Olives, yes. Yeah. It's a great shout. It's a great shout.
Olive green, then. We'll go with olive green. Let's finish off with James, because he had it 3rd overall, so he's clearly a fan. James, I mean, it looks a lot better in this picture than it does the one with the ghost mannequin and stuff. So, yeah, what was you thinking of putting it 3rd on your list?
So, not to get you to do too much tech, Aaron, but if you go back to the original image where Giroud's not wearing it, to me, obviously, we do a thing, Aaron, where we talk about certain kits in the past that remind you of certain players. For some reason, I can see Buffon in that. That looks like a goalkeeper top to me.
Yeah,
it just reminds me of Buffon in short sleeves. I know, obviously, he didn't play for AC Milan and stuff like that, but that's just what I get. But it was that second image of Giroud where I was like, actually, that does look quite good. That is quite a stylish, a going out shirt, if you like. That's where it popped for me, and I thought, actually, I do really like this, and that's why I scored it as high as I did. Had it 3rd, didn't I? Yeah, so it's top 3 for me. Bronze position, but no, perhaps it's just Giroud and his handsome jawline, etc. But
great beard.
And his fantastic beard, unlike mine, is what you described earlier on. But no, even on there with like sort of the contrast of the sort of the lines going down with the Emirates sponsor, I actually really like this one. So yeah. But yeah, definitely in the first image, had I just seen that, it would have been much lower and would have thought it was a goalkeeper kit.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I think that picture makes it look better. The Emirates being a brighter yellow and the little star above the Milan badge being yellow as well makes it look a lot better. I've probably not looked at this properly, which is my own fault. Which is the reason why I put 2 pictures in. Anyway, we'll move on. 4th place on our list, 31 points overall. AC Milan's 3rd shirt from Puma. Coming in 4th. So yeah, let's move into the automatic Champions League places. 3rd place, 37 points overall. We're off to Spain, and it's Rayo Vallecano's 3rd shirt, modelled lovely by the Manchester United legend. Umbro, it's a lightning bolt. It looks great. 4th for me. I like it. I like Vallecano shirts. I think they do great shirts pretty much all the time. Big fan of when they were with Kelme, probably more than Umbro, but that's just me. Let's start with, we'll kick off with you, Luke, shall we? 4th on your list, so you sort of agreed with me. What is it you liked about this shirt from Rayo Vallecano?
Again, I like the main thing I like about it is the consistency through the home, the away, and then the 3rd for a start. It's really nice to see a club go with that. I think we're in a period now where clubs are under pressure to produce something original but different, or completely different throughout their 3 kits. So it's nice to see them pick that theme and then go with it. And generally speaking, I'm a big fan of the Umbro trim. on the sleeves, so that gets extra points for me.
Very 90s,
it's just
isn't it?
yeah, very 90s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a nice shirt. I think if you're out wearing it, it pops a bit. It's noticeable. I like the way the badge blends in with the sort of zigzag arrow motif as well.
Yeah.
It's good, and it's effective. I think it's a really sort of smart job from Umbro, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree. The reason why we had it so high up in our respective lists. Let's go with you next, Josh. We'll go with you, Josh. 6 on your list overall. Yeah, what are you thinking about this? Good effort from Umbro.
I think it is. Yeah, Umbro. I quite like the cuff design on that. I think they had that a couple of seasons ago. Maybe they've carried it on. That's a nice touch. I think the lightning bolt, doesn't that go across all 3 shirts? I think it's on the Homeboy Amper, which I like that continuity. And I think this being a 3rd shirt is kind of like, I mean, they're all really sort of loud and bold in terms of the design, but in terms of the pattern, but in terms of the actual, this being the 3rd, I think this is probably the most experimental in terms of color palette. And I think it does what a 3rd shirt should do, which is just be a bit more of a, a bit of a wacky design, which I think might appeal to more of a wider audience, perhaps. So, no, I think it's a good shirt, but it's probably not going to be remembered for anything other than being a bit garish.
Yeah. No, I agree. Even a sponsor, it being a little bit pink stands out a little bit more. And if you don't know, Digi is a Spanish supermarket. So there we go.
Hello. This has been a great theme. These supermarket kits.
I'm joking. I don't actually know.
Surely, if it's not technology, then I don't know.
They've missed the trick on there. Sam, 3rd for you overall, mate. It's just loud and proud, isn't it?
It is, mate. Yeah, it's I don't want to just echo what people have said, but yeah, big fan of the Umbro sort of trim on the sleeve, very Italian 90s sort of vibes. Loud, sort of loud like the Man United shirt is, but this one is 10 times the shirt that is. Love the consistency between all 3 kits, although for me this is personally the worst of the 3 that they have. Just to end on a bit of a sour note, but no, Umbro smashed this one.
Yeah,
I couldn't resist.
No, sadly, mate, I can only do the 3rd shirt.
No worries. Banging. Yeah, I like the pink as well. I think the pink and the pink goes really well on the.
That is a bold move, isn't it? The pink.
Yeah, it weirdly worked really well for me.
Night out rating. Yeah, probably a strong 8.
Yeah. I'll come to get yours at the end, Josh. James, you had this top of the list. Would you like me to give you a little fact that'll probably make you like it even more?
Go on.
Yes. No? So, I don't know if you remember, but Falcao has now changed from wearing number 3 and he's gone to number 9 now. So, do you remember he was wearing number 3 for Rayo?
Oh,
good.
It had a good meaning. I think it was something to do with his dad, wasn't it? But
don't care. You're not a fullback. Wear a proper centre forwards number, please. You're not Milan Baros, all right? Just wear a normal number.
Speaking of which, Kasper Dolberg wearing number 5 for Sevilla.
William Gallas wore 10 for Arsenal, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
listen, we could. That's another podcast in itself. Another episode.
I don't mind it.
You could do it.
I hate it, but yeah.
Yeah, number 1 for you then, James. I thought this might be the case. You're a big fan of sort of Rayo shirts, aren't you? So.
Yeah, I like the shirt. I like the badge. I like what Umbro are doing here. I like the cut of it. I like the shape of it. And you did mention about the pink, but I think the pink works really well. Picking up on what everyone else has said, but for me, I think it's really great kit. Definitely one I'd wear on a night out. Probably not the same size as Falcao. Probably have to go a couple of sizes bigger, but it's a great shirt. I could picture you at a barbecue in this, Aaron. Definitely. I
invite me to one, and I might turn up in it. Who knows?
Yeah. But no, number 1 for me is a great one. One I'll be looking to get for sure.
Yeah, of course. Night out rating, Josh, quickly.
Oh, yeah, it's an 8. I'm going with Sam. It's an 8. Yeah, it's 8 all over it.
I don't think I got Milan. What's your Milan one?
Oh, Milan. That's a 10.
10. Obviously, lovely stuff. There we go then. Number 3 on our list. Rayo Vallecano third shirt, modelled lovely by Falcao there. So we'll move on to number 2, missing out by 1 point from being number 1 on our list. Well, we'll joint top. 41 points overall. We're back over to Germany, and it's the Bochum third shirt for this season. Mizuno. Just, I love Mizuno. I can't say enough good things about Mizuno. Glad they're back in football in the sort of higher levels of football shirts. Third on my list, only behind Atalanta and one that's coming up. I've almost said it then. I just love it. It's just a great shirt, great colour. Works really well. Let's go. Let's start with, I don't know who to start with. Does anyone want to go first? I'll offer it out again. I'll be polite.
You're so kind, aren't you?
I'm a new improved play. If no one chooses, I'll have to pick someone. If no one comes forward.
Oh, go on, Josh.
I know. I was just going to say, it's nice to see Mizuno back. Obviously, they've been on boots a lot, haven't they? They have been around, flirting around the lower leagues of the Italian leagues, and also they've been quite prevalent in Asia. But it's good to see them on, a quite renowned German club, and obviously Lazio as well. Nothing, a solid shirt. It's a clean cut. It's got the care and attention, level of detail that you would because I don't know, I wouldn't really know what a Mizuno shirt is. I mean, obviously I've seen them in the past and they're quite leery, but because they've been out of the game for a little while in the sense of here, you kind of don't know what to expect from a Mizuno shirt. So if this is what it's going to be like, then I'm very happy to see what comes next.
To have them back, definitely. Yeah, so you had it fourth. Everyone had this within their top 5, so it's very highly thought of between the 5 of us, which is really good. So fourth for you. Also, James, you had it fourth as well on your list.
Yeah, they didn't over egg it with this one. I like the style of the collar and the sleeves, quite nice. Obviously, the Mizuno sponsor that they make there is not too. Everything's perfect with this. Like, there's your sponsor. You think of Montpellier before with like 6 or 7 sponsors on it, didn't really know where your eye should be. With this one, they've just absolutely nailed it. It's still quite a similar colour to Montpellier, and yet they've done something just really stylish with it. Really nice. Again, talk about night out ratings. I guess a lot of us wear our football shirts out and about, not necessarily just playing 5-a-side or 11-a-side or whatever. And again, this is the one that's up there for me. I think it's a really good one. Looking at it now, I am like, I should have flip-flopped a few of these and moved it around, but it is what it is. I got it fourth for me, but no, I really like it.
Yeah, spot on. Sam, I'm guessing you agree. Second for you.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
It's really, really smart, mate. Yeah. I like love the collar, love the sleeve design. They've got the backwards collar, the Nike collar from last season. They've got it the right way around this time, which I like. So that's a positive. It's clean, it's crisp. Just on Josh's point about Mizuno, like the boots that Mizuno have been sort of developing the last couple of years, are quite sort of wild and wacky. So I'm quite surprised the Mizuno shirt is so clean, but I'm here for it. I like it. Second for me.
Amazing. And we'll finish off with Luke because he had it top of the pile for him. Anything you can add to tell us why you think this is the greatest third shirt of the 10 from this season, mate?
Yeah, for me, I just think it's a lovely shirt. I think it's well balanced. I really like the fact that the color of the Mizuno logos, the sponsors on the sleeves and the main shirt sponsor are all the same color. You've got the matching cuff and collars, but not only that, when you go closer in and look at the detail on the shirt, it's got a really nice texture to it in the fabric that goes really well. It's quite subtle and it's probably harder to spot in that, but I do sort of recommend if you sort of dig out a couple of images on the internet and have a look, and sometimes it's just the subtlety of small things like that make a shirt, as well as the cleanliness, and it shows that actually it doesn't always need to be garish to be stylish and to look smart. And again, another positive to go with that is just the way they've got to me it's kind of like an ecra color, and I know you and James won't like this as a, it's got as United fans, because it's a bit of a Liverpool color, I guess. But I just like the way it's continued through, and actually it works without having contrasting shorts. It all works. So that's why I had it number one. It's overall it's just very well balanced.
Yeah, no, I think I agree for sure, and I think the rest of the panel will agree. Obviously, like I say, no one had it outside the top five, so I think we all are a big fan of this and what Mizuno have done for Bochum with this third shirt. So yeah, 41 points overall, coming second, just missing out from being top dog this week. So that leaves one shirt left. Our champion this week, number one, 42 points overall, and it is this absolutely lovely tribute to everyone's favourite lolly, Zap. It is the Norwich City third shirt from this season. Another Joma effort, 42 points, like I say. Number one for me. I mean, Josh mentioned earlier about it is what a third shirt it is nowadays. I think teams used to have third shirts that would be stick to their classic colours. United would be, red, white, blue, and sometimes black. Now it can be, lime green or pink or whatever it is. And this fits perfectly with that. Football shirts are fashion these days. So I love it. There's nothing bad about it. The black against that pattern, it's just beautiful. For me, it should be the best third shirt release for this season. Enough from me then. Let's get into the panel, find out their thoughts. Josh, we'll start with you. Simply because you had it lowest out of the five of us. You had it seventh overall. What stopped you maybe putting this a little bit higher?
I think it's just something that I'm immediately regretting, to be honest with you, Aaron. I think I'll be brutally honest there. I've had a nightmare. Started off really strong at the home. They're away. I was it was all right. And the third one, which came out, kind of came out bit under the radar. I didn't see it straight away. And when it started doing the rounds on social media, I wasn't quite sure what it was. Yeah. I don't know the story behind this particular piece. I'm not quite sure why it's a color that it is. Yeah. Colors. If someone can enlighten me on that, I'd be very interested. I think it looks great in terms of all the sort of accents on there are all together. It's got that sort of like paint effect, hasn't it, where it's all being sort of like watercolored, almost like a watercolor effect, and the lotus, the Joma, and the badge all being in black looks very nice. Maybe black trim on the collar may have given it a bit more definition, but for me, I don't necessarily like this as a shirt that I would wear. I appreciate it as a design, but a lot of these shirts now I'm going in with the idea of would I actually buy it and would I wear it? This one, I don't think I would. So that's probably why I rated it a little lower than everything else, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, absolutely fair, mate. We'll go. Let's go with you, Luke. So you had it second in your list. Tell us your thoughts on this, and you're a big fan of.
Yeah, I think like Josh, my initial reaction when I saw it was, I'm not sure. And I think as I went through the list and I looked at it and then thought about in the context that you mentioned, Aaron, that it's a third shirt. And again, it links back to Josh. When you think of it in the context of a third shirt, it's meant to be a bit more experimental. So you kind of have to park your preconceptions about what you want a home and away to be. Yeah. And actually, I give them points for that experimentation, really, in that tie-dye sublimation they've got going on. From a point of view of, again, linking back to Josh, would I wear it? I probably wouldn't be brave enough to wear it myself. But I do like the way that all of the black accents match up, and it's just got a very clean look to it, and it's different. So in a world where it's very difficult sometimes to move away from sort of kits being much of a muchness or reiterations of things from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s.
Yeah,
this is something fresh, and I think Joma should be given plenty of credit for that and for taking that risk.
Yeah, mate. I fully agree with you there on that one. James, second for you also. This shirt is great. Zap lollies were great. Perfect match. Yeah.
I think what we all need to do, it's been a very educational episode. Has everyone ever thought of the lotus flower and what that looks like? I don't know if that's intentional, but it's very much got those colours. Not to, I'll put my green fingers away now, but yeah, have a little look anyway. Google it after the show. But yeah, it's very different. I like the fact that they've not gone for the traditional badge on this one. They've sort of blacked it out with the Joma. So big fan of this one. I think it's great. They could have been forgiven for gone down the 90s route, when they had sort of like the really classic 90s sort of colours and stuff, Norwich. They could have been forgiven for doing something like that, which I know they've done in the past. But this is modern, but it's not sort of too garish where you're thinking, what on earth are they doing? So yeah, it's just that the bright chewit colour, as Aaron called it. So no, this one's great for me. Would I wear it? Don't know. A night out rating, I don't know. Maybe I would actually. I don't know. I'm trying to picture Aaron. You're not at a barbecue in this one. You're perhaps on a holiday in Marbella, is what I'd say.
Why are you always thinking of me?
I'm just thinking of you either in a shirt or topless. I don't know.
Careful where you go.
First of
all, everyone knows we're related, so let's calm down with that one.
I think this is a holiday sort of shirt. This is like you're wearing this on holiday. You're reinventing yourself, and you're saying, yeah, I'm the sort of guy who wears something that looks a bit like a Zap lolly, and that's exactly what you're wearing for it. So, but no, fair play to Joma. This is a great kit.
Yeah, I fully agree with that one, mate. And then finishing off, we'll come to you, Sam. Similar to me, you had it top of the pile. Probably helps it push it over the edge past the bottom to number one. So it's just a great shirt, isn't it, mate? It's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's fantastic, mate. Yeah, it's everything a third shirt should be. It's bold, it's brave. Yeah, it pushes the boundaries. One thing I will mark it down slightly. I'm not a massive fan of the V-neck collar. I do prefer the Norwich away shirts, sort of rounded collar. Yeah. I think if this shirt had that, it would be pushing a 10 out of 10. Just in terms of the design, colours. I love the black Norwich badge as well. I think that looks really, really nice, and it's consistent with the sponsorship and the Joma logos as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can only give it a 9 just because I'm not super crazy about V-necks, and for that reason, I wouldn't wear it myself out on a night out, essentially. But as a football shirt on a football pitch, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. So yeah, top of the pile.
Yeah, and well, the panel have agreed, but I think we've all scored it high, and it has become top of the pile for this week's episode. It is number one, 42 points overall out of a possible 50. Josh, night out rating for this one?
Yeah, I mean, even though I've said it's not particularly one of my favorites, I mean, you are going to be given high fives and you're going to be given all
fist pumps.
Yeah, fist pumps, absolutely all of those things. Discount of drinks, and I think that this gets a solid 10.
Solid 10.
Yeah, I don't think you're definitely on the fish bowls with this, aren't you? Fish bowl and shots for this one.
You bloody know it. You might into it.
Yeah.
So if I just as a final point, sorry, if that's okay. Going back to the shade of the shirt, if you sort of think back to last season as well, it's bonus points for Joma, because Leeds United had a shirt that wasn't too dissimilar in terms of a lavender colour, and I don't think that was as universally sort of well received as this has been. So that shows you sort of what a good job Joma have done with it as well.
Yeah.
You're absolutely spot on. I don't think I got Bockham as well, Josh. I'm terrible when it comes to asking you. I do apologise.
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, it's one of those scores which anyone literally just pulls out of the sky anyway. So
we ask you to think about this all day long.
Well, no, I mean, when Sean does it, I mean, if they do come out of the sky,
he's a madman. Sean's a mad
Flies
man.
by the seat of his pants, Josh. We don't live by Sean's rules. It's dangerous.
We're living in his world.
Yeah, dangerous place to be, though.
Oh, I don't know why I'm thinking so hard about it because I've just said it's a flippant thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I say it's a very safe 4.
Okay, brilliant. That's good to know then. Right, so there we go. That is this week's episode. There to 10 shirts. There is your number 1 Norwich 3rd shirt for this season. Get rid of it. Let's move on. Right, okay. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you're smashing a like on the video. If it's your first time talking kit, do be sure to subscribe to the channel. Like I said before, we've got loads coming up. Some really big guests coming on this show in particular. One next week. So make sure you are, liking all our socials, following us at Talking Kit on everything. We'll be dropping a name that's coming on next week's show. I can't wait to tell you who it is. I'm really, really excited. If you watched the first episode of this series with Doug, was saying me and Josh have spoken about certain people that we want to come on. The top 2 were Doug from Classic Football Shirts and this person that's coming on next week. And the fact we've got him is
Thomas Tuchel. I can't believe it either,
mate.
Apparently he's got some free time now. I don't know.
Let me just say, I live in a terrace, but I've got a semi. That's all I'm saying.
It is Hollyoaks After Dark, isn't it? I know
it is Hollyoaks.
I don't want to be part of this anymore.
Right, I will move on quickly. I will move on very, very quickly. Just a quick shout out. I love this kind of stuff. Big shout out to Arnold. He's saying, cheers, guys, from Long Beach, California. I enjoy watching your videos. Thank you so much.
Dem kits.
Dem kits, of course. Oh, my days. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Right, let's go through everyone and thank them individually. Luke, thank you so much for coming on, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hearing, I love it when people come on and actually know what they're talking about, other than just me, James, and Sean usually just talking shit, really. So having a knowledgeable person who knows what they're talking about is always great. So yeah, thank you so much, mate.
You're far too kind, and thank you guys for having me.
You're a magician, Luke. You're a magician, mate.
You really are.
No, you're far too kind, honestly. It's been really enjoyable. So thank you.
I love to hear that. So where can people find you on the internet if they want to check you out?
Yeah, so at KonceptKits on Twitter and Instagram. There is a Facebook page, but to be honest, it's not that active. So they're the best 2 places to get me. So yeah, give me a shout.
Of course, awesome. Sam, again, another great person from the space. Really happy that I've managed to do some content with you, mate, because you're someone I love looking out for in terms of like your Instagram posts more so, because you do say you live on there more than Twitter, but yeah.
No, thank you, mate. Yeah. No, it's been brilliant, mate. It's been brilliant. Thank you guys for having me on. It's not only been fun, but it's also been educational. I've learned a hell of a lot just from hearing like you guys' opinions on things I might not have spotted before. So it's good to get everyone's insight. So yeah, lovely to meet your guys, and yeah, thanks for having me on. And if you ever want me back, just hit me up.
Oh, mate, we'll definitely get you back on the show for sure. And yeah, where do you live on the internet so people can find you?
Cool. So mostly on Insta, so it's at SH Shirts. Same on Twitter, but similar to Luke and his Facebook, I'm not super active on Twitter. So yeah, best stick to Insta. If you liked my negative opinions and you want some negativity, give me a follow. And there's also football shirts on there as well. So
amazing. Josh, anything you want to say to everyone?
Not really, to be honest with you. Nothing really that sticking out. I've got a really, really exciting thing happening next week, which happening on Friday, which I might be able to reveal soon. That is madness. That is a madness. That is a madness. So yeah, that's the only thing that's happening in my life right now, and that's all the thing I'm thinking about right now. So yeah, more to be revealed on that soon.
Awesome. Okay, make sure you're following Josh, the Kitsman, the greatest person in the whole kit community.
It's a lie. It's an absolute lie.
No,
that's your opinion.
That's my opinion, and I'm not wrong. So there we go. James, what have you got to say for yourself?
Just that they should like, subscribe, follow Talking Kit. get in the comments like people have been doing tonight. But if you want to drop a message on YouTube or whatever, any ideas for shows, we're always asking for them. There's plenty of kits out there, plenty of themes we can do. We're more than happy to do them if it engages people. And yeah, get us on the socials. My own socials, Counterfeit Crookie on Instagram, mainly the best one to get me on. Lafayette Comedy Club, Manchester, every Thursday. Still tickets available for tomorrow, actually. But yeah, if you want to see what sort of gigs I've got coming up, hit me up on the socials. But yeah, it's been great to have you all on, guys, and looking forward to next week's already.
Yeah, most definitely, and good night to Luna as well, obviously, mate. Oh, she's all right.
Yeah, hopefully no Zoomies between now and midnight, but we'll see.
Oh, good old Zoomies. Right, yeah, so that's it for me. Obviously, like James just said, make sure you're subscribing to the channel, liking the video, looking out for us. Sam's had enough, he's gone. Right, we'll be back next week with another episode. Absolutely great episode lined up. Hopefully a main podcast coming soon, as well as some shorter videos for you all as well. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll see you very soon. Just always make sure that you keep talking kit.